Good day, YouTube. It's the 7th of September, 2020. And I'm going to start some videos on some of the weird stuff that I collect. You could call me a hoarder, you could call me a collector. I really don't care either way. One way or another, I see something I like or, brings back a memory, or go, man, I had one of them as a kid, or I always wanted one as a kid, or whatever. I don't know, I'm grafted to it. I don't pay a lot of money for this stuff, but I do collect a bunch of stuff. And my generation, the folks of us that are, in their mid-50s, we grew up with this stuff. But the next generation or two, maybe have never seen this. So I thought I would just share some stuff that I collect. We'll just call it Glenn's Collection Series. This will be episode number 1. And this is portable battery-operated televisions. And these are a couple that are in my collection. One on the right, Sony Watchman from approximately 1987. It has a 4-inch black and white LCD screen. Yep, we had LCD TVs back in the day. I don't really know what these things cost back then, but because, so many of us didn't actually have one back then, they were probably around $150, maybe even $200. So if you had one, I say you didn't own a car. If you were a kid back in the 80s or a young adult, and if you were like me and cars were your thing, you didn't have one of these because you spent all your money on your car. And that was 1987. Well, I was just, that's the year I met my wife kind of thing. So we had other priorities, certainly. The one on the left, RCA 2.2. Don't forget the 0.2. 2.2 inch color LCD screen. That was probably, I'm going to think it was like early 90s or something. Of course, everything was broadcast analog TV back then, so you could get a few channels depending on where you were in the world and where your TV stations were broadcasting from. They don't look all that clear on the video. It might lose a little bit, but they weren't all that great even in the day when they were picking up broadcast TV. The connection I have right now is I just have a cable coming from my satellite receiver that I put a test lead on. I pulled the antennas out and I connected them together on the same lead. So they're just picking up what my satellite receiver is telling them about. I'm going to let you get a closer view of these one at a time. Again, not a great picture by any means. They were probably a little better than this with a really good signal, but they weren't fantastic or anything. But there you go. That's the Sony Watchman. It doesn't even have a radio in it. It is just VHF, UHF, so channels like 2 to 69 kind of deal. Same with the RCA for that matter. So that's the Sony Watchman 4-inch LCD screen. Now let's take a little closer look at the RCA. I'm going to have to spin you around here so I can get you a little closer. There we go. And that is a color display. Get a little closer. Zoom it on in. When you turn this RCA on, it automatically scans and finds channels. And it has this little knob here to rescan to find a channel higher or lower on the scale. So this is just a quick little video. It's episode 1 of Glenn's Collections, the weird things that I collect or hoard, if you will. And I'll do these from time to time. It might just be just some way for me to share with the rest of the world, because I collect this stuff for me and it doesn't go any farther. Some of this cool stuff, and maybe one of you got one of these in your attic or somewhere and you didn't know you could actually hook your cable to it and make it work. I don't think you're gonna like sit down and watch TV on it for a while, but You might have it in your man cave or something, kind of like I do, and pull it out once in a while and share it with some friends and go, hey, this is what was around, 30 years ago, 35 years ago. This was high-end, high-tech, expensive electronics before the invention of cell phones and etc. So that's just a little fun thing. Appreciate y'all coming around, watching my videos. I would appreciate a thumbs up on the way out the door and help my channel grow. That'd be great. And I'll entertain you maybe with some other things that I collect on a future video. So if you have your portable TV somewhere, drag it out. Make sure you, if you've got stuff like this laying around, you don't leave the batteries in it so they don't all get ruined. And we'll catch you on the next video.